And they're off. Bit slow to go was Thunder Road from the wide draw. Rather missed the kick for this One Night of Queen here on the 2nd of June Apprentice Handicap. Towards the inside from stall 1, Pip's Tune broke alertly and is one of the first to show, in company with the Bay Warrior in the blue and yellow diamonds. Out wide, a Santa Florentina as well, with the white face is prominent. These three race on. Further back in the field to find Mythical Madness is going to race in 4th place. And then comes Sammy Sunshine on the inside of Central City. Further back is Eagles Dare as they make the turn. Then Big Little Lie in the blue colours. Towards the back is Thunder Road, he was slowly away. And also racing in rear is Mass Cool as well, another one that's being held up, one of the fancied runners in the black and orange colours as they continue their journey. And they're being led still up front by Pip's Tune. Pip's Tune in front in the green, leads a length clear to the Bay Warrior, who's racing in second on the Reese Clutterbutt, looking for his second career success. Behind those, in 3rd place, Mythical Madness on the inside for Mark Wynn as they race down the back straight. They're followed by Santa Florentina in yellow up on the outside in 4th. The black and orange of Sammy Sunshine is next in the field. Then the orange and white of Central City is racing just in behind those as they continue their journey towards the end of the far side. And the lead is still here with Pip's Tune. Pip's Tune to the Bay Warrior in 2nd place. Behind those in 3rd is Mythical Madness. Then on the outside, Santa Florentina with the white face. Further back to find Sammy Sunshine, the orange and black colours. That one's outside Central City in the orange and white checks. Next in the field to find Mass Cool, who's trying to get a bit closer now. Black with the red stars up on the outside for Laura Pearson. Then the blue and white of Big Little Lie. Thunder Road, short of room around the turn there. Mass Cool is trying to make up some ground towards the outside. Eagles Dare has come under pressure as they make the turn into the straight. The leader is still Pip's Tune, has a good lead as well, a length and a half. To under pressure in second is the Bay Warrior. Far side is Mythical Madness. It's still Pip's Tune in front, though, down for the furlong. To the outside, trying to stay on his Central City. Pip's Tune hard driven now. The Bay Warrior is trying to run him down in the cheap pieces. Mythical Madness is also sticking on, but Pip's Tune is very game. He's holding them at bay here. Pip's Tune in front by a neck to the Bay Warrior, who's trying again. Pip's Tune, I think, just to the Bay Warrior, Mythical Madness, then Central City, Mass Cool, Big Little Lie, and Thunder Road.
Callum, it was really difficult to win from coming from behind. Something tells me you knew that, and that going to the front has ultimately got you the best possible chance of winning. Yeah,
look, I rode him there, Doncaster last day, and we were sat handy enough. Caught 3 wide most of the way, but he's a game horse. And Mr. O'Shea just said, if we can, we got probably the best drawer, and he said, use that to your advantage. Go forward and just see what he can do. And he's shown himself that he can stay the trip, and he's gutsy as anything today. Really gutsy. Was he a bit unlucky at Doncaster last time? Yeah, he was with that widest draw. And he was quite keen early on where we weren't able to get much cover, but when we did and we slotted in, he then relaxed, where today he's made all and he's switched off beautifully all the way around, and he's saved enough energy towards the line. I was going to ask, were you confident rounding that home turn that you had enough to repel challenges? Confident enough. I got a breather into him 4 out and just I felt him fill up his lungs, and 2.5 out have kicked, and thankfully nothing's got to me. You had a breakout year last year for yourself. It was only your second season of riding, and was it 19 winners? You must be really looking forward to kicking on. Yeah, last year was my full proper season of riding, having 19 winners, and doing that last year was brilliant. So I'm just hoping to carry it on this year. Do you set yourself goals at the start, or is it just ride what you can, win what you can? Yeah, I try to set myself a number of winners if I can. Obviously, you always can't get to that goal, but it's always nice to achieve it and achieve more, really. Well, best of luck and well done here, Callum. Thank you very much. Thanks.
They're off, and Lasting Legacy got away okay. Got a bit close to finally leaving the stalls, but both are out and running for this Betsy Fillies handicap over a mile and a quarter. Umnayarts is the first to show on the inside, the pink and red colours, ahead of Lasting Legacy in second place. Just taking a bit of a grip. Out wider is the other grey and grave as they pass us here in the stands with a circuit to go. Racing in fourth is Blue Nose Bell, the pale blue on the inside. Then comes Mohasana, and being held up is Finery by Erica Parkinson at the back of the sextet as they turn towards the back straight. Umnayat in front, but now just slowing it down as Engrave goes forward on the outside of the Dylan Hogan to join issue with Umnayat, these two. Lasting Legacy racing in third in the white sleeves and cap. Ahead of the wide racing Mohasana in the green and orange colours. The pale blue, that's Blue Nose Bell, just drops back into fifth place now. And the back marker of the 6 is still Finery. Just over 6 furlongs to go. They go down the back straight. Umnayat and Ben Curtis on the inside has a narrow advantage. To racing in second place on the outer is Engrave. In behind them is Lasting Legacy. They're followed by Mohasana. Further back on the wide outside, making up ground out in the breeze with the noseband is Finery, the red cap, and the back marker is Blue Nose Bell. As Umnayat leads them then away from the back straight, turning left-handed back towards home. And up front on the inside, it's still Umnayat narrowly in front. To racing in second place, just nudged along now is Engrave. And behind them is Lasting Legacy. Behind those, Mohasana driven. Here's Finery on the outside, making up some headway. Travelling well too, Finery. Is making a fast forward move to sweep to the front here. Finery and Erica Parkinson then. Umnayat on the insides come under pressure. Mohasana's gone through to second place. All change at the head of affairs. It's Finery in front to Mohasana. And then Lasting Legacy. Umnayat drops tamely away as they head down for the final furlong. Can Finery see it out? The danger is Lasting Legacy and Jamie Spencer making ground now, and Lasting Legacy it is, the grey, who's got to the front late on, and Lasting Legacy is pouring it on. She didn't want to go in the stall. She comes home a lot better. Lasting Legacy for Charlie Fellows and Jamie Spencer is the winner. Second Finery, third Mohasana, and fourth Blue Nose Bell.
Jamie, she didn't want to go in the stalls. She was a little bit tricky in the early part of the race, but ultimately a nice performance.
Yeah, it was a nice performance. The pacemaker set a good pace for me, and the race worked out well. I ended up just following it on the fence, and I always knew it was just needed a little bit of room turning into the straight, and she picked up good.
Were you happy to let them go in and around you? You held your position, and was it always the plan that you were going to come with a late challenge?
Well, just I wanted to follow the leader, stroke the Bowie horse. I wanted to be close to that, and that set a nice pace for me, so I was able to ride my race accordingly from there. Then a couple swooped around the outside, but they did it on the turn, and generally you pay for it in the straight if you do that.
She's generally been a mile winner in her career. She hasn't really tried 10 furlongs that many times. This opens up new options for her.
Yeah, absolutely. She'd had 2 goes at this trip before and hadn't won, so I was on her pedigree, be pretty dubious. She's by a sprinter, out of a mare by a sprinter, so it doesn't really strike you as a mile and a quarter, but she seemed to stay well today, and it's difficult conditions with the wind. It's very gusty, and it knocks them off their stride, so all in all, I'm sure Charlie will be pleased enough with that.
Just finally, flat season just around the corner. Any update on light infantry ahead of his 3-year-old campaign?
I gave him a spin here today and just did a routine canter around the track, just having an away day. He seems fine. Yeah, he seems grand. We'll see. It's like everyone's in the same boat now. If you have an unbeaten horse, you're hoping they step up. So we'll soon find out.
Best of luck and well done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And they're off for the Ladies' Day with Sophie Ellis-Bextor, Novice Stakes. A little bit slow out was Lord Cherry. Also missing in a fraction on the inside was Bailey's Bling. Breaking well in the centre, Alia Choice, the blue and white, the market leader. Intelligentsia, the royal colours. Handy 2 on the inside, the scarlet sleeves. And Intelligentsia it is, who just leads to Alia Choice, who's going to sit in second place. Behind them is Bailey's Bling now, improving on the inside, the yellow and green. Then Bear Prophet, the dark blue and red colours. The maroon and yellow of Sousa is next. Wider out in the white colours we have Ballistic Berry, and then further back to find Ideal Guest, and a gap to the other two who are struggling at this stage, and they are Lord Cherry and also Sweet Glance, not really handling the track at the moment. In line for home then, Alia Choice in the centre, the favourite now shaken up to go and win her race by Kevin Stott, but being tackled by Bear Profit, who's coming home strongly here on his debut, and Bear Profit, who was backed in the market, has taken over inside the final 100 yards, and it is Bear Profit who's going on now from Alia Choice, and Bear Profit, a striking debut for Stuart Williams and Marco Dion. Looks a nice type. So Alia Choice second, third in Intelligentsia, and fourth was Ballistic Berry, and then came Sousa.
Stuart, he's not necessarily bred for 5 furlongs, but what a taking performance from a debutant such as what we've just seen. Really impressive.
Yeah, I think he's probably thrown to the stallion rather than the dam side. Obviously, the dam side's a little bit more stout pedigree, but he looks, you know, fairly chunky sort of sprint type of horse. I think he's thrown to a stallion, yeah.
And it's taken a while for us to see him.
Yeah, Jamie Railton bought him, I think, to go to the Breeze Ups and had a couple of little niggles with him, didn't make the Breeze Ups, had the rest of the year off and came to us late last year. So he was obviously a little bit gross when he came in. It's just taken us a little bit of time to get him to a position where he's ready to come to the track.
I think what is particularly pleasing to at least a racegoer's eye for next time is that he's had a bit of a fight there. The response wasn't immediate, but when it did come, he's shot away from
Yeah, he's got a good attitude. Obviously, we were getting a bit of weight off the fillies, you know, so that helps a little bit. But obviously, they'd won to deserve that weight, and yeah, I was pleased with him.
It's nice to have a standard to let you know where you are. They're two nice fillies who have come into this. Yes, they've had to give you weight, but you've had to forfeit experience.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what sort of level they've run to. It's difficult to say, sort of thing. You know, they're running in these races here, and obviously Richard's filly had been off for quite a while, so perhaps she'd come on for the run. You know, so it's difficult to say.
Exciting times. Well done, Stuart.
Yep. Thanks very much. Thank you. Cheers.
And they're off. A little bit awkward leaving the gates was frankly Mr. Shankly. This is the racingandsports.com handicap stakes. Almost 1 3/4 miles to travel. One of the first to show is Trinity Girl, a regular here at Chelmsford City on the inside, the white colours. Racing wide is Baker's Boy, who's in the mauve of the yellow stars. Also handy as well is High Wells in the pink and blue colours. Just off them then, the Market Principles are side by side. Summertime Romance against the rails in light blue. And wider out, Bailey's Derby Day in the yellow and green is now advancing in the hands of Joe Fanning. Bailey's Derby Day wants to get a bit close to the pace. Perhaps Joe's not happy with the early tempo. Further back is Cooman, yellow and black colours, and then comes frankly Mr. Shankly, who's racing in the black and green. The back marker is Yagud and Charlie Bennett as they turn into the straight and head towards the winning line and the enclosures on the first circuit. So up front, Trinity Girl on the inside for Thorhammer Hansen, the white colours. Almost joined, though, by Baker's Boy, the mauve and yellow star jacket. Racing behind those is Bailey's Derby Days, now alongside High Wells and Rob Hornby in the pink on the inside. Further back is Neil Cannon and Summertime Romance as they pass us here in the stands, followed by Cooman, then frankly Mr. Shankly, and the back marker is Yagud and Charlie Bennett. Turning away from the stands now, they're heading towards the back straight. And the lead is still on the inside with Trinity Girl by about a neck. To racing in second is Baker's Boy. They're followed closely by High Wells against the running rails. Wider out is Bailey's Derby Days. 1 out, 1 back, Joe Fanning, the yellow with a green stripe. And then comes Summertime Romance being held up on the inside of Cooman under John Egan, the yellow with a black cap. And the back duo remain frankly Mr. Shankly and Yagud. So racing in pairs down the far side. Trinity Girl on the inside of Baker's Boy. And then comes High Wells. His partner is Bailey's Derby Day up on the outside. And they're followed by Cooman, who's alongside Summertime Romance. And then further back is frankly Mr. Shankly and the back marker, yeah, good, but in touch as the pace just begins to increase there as they head towards the final half mile now. And on the outside, Baker's Boy has got a lot closer to Trinity Girl. These two from Bailey's Derby Day still in third place. And then comes Koeman. Summertime Romance is just looking to get a bit closer now. Just being ridden along, though, to do so as they turn towards the home straight. And as they do so, Bailey's Derby Day making steady headway on the outside for Joe Fanning, but turning for home, it's still Baker's Boy in front. Here comes Bailey's Derby Day, though, moving nicely on the outside, and Bailey's Derby Day has come there strongly now on the outside to just hit the fronts to an under pressure Baker's Boy. Koeman has a chance on the outside, but the leader is Bailey's Derby Day with still a furlong and a half to go. Koeman, though, a strong challenge now under John Egan on the outside to hit the front. Koeman's gone on now for Mick Shannon. He's pouring away. He's pouring it on here and going away from Bailey's Derby Day. From the back, yeah, good is sticking on with Summertime Romance, but it's Koeman in front here, and Koeman is too sharp for these. He'll go on and score. It's Koeman for Mick Shannon and John Egan. Second, Summertime Romance, close for third, yeah, good, and Bailey's Derby, though, didn't get home, and they were clear of Baker's Boy.
John, he's popped up again, Koeman. He was in a nice position. Were you quite conscious of the fractions that they were going up top?
Yeah, I thought they were going plenty quick enough. The headwind was very, very strong down the back. I was trying to keep in behind the ones in front of me to get a little bit of cover. Neil was trying to keep me out a little bit because there was one dropping back on the fence. But look, it worked out well. There was a nice pace, and there was always going to be a nice pace, which he likes a nice pace. You can get him into a nice rhythm, and look, he won quite well in the end. He deserved that.
Absolutely. You have to go back to Hamilton in September last year for him to win. He's not a frequent winner, but he's still well able. That was his 9th win of his career.
He's well able, and this horse has been second out in Maidan, and you know he's had some nice wins, and hopefully he's back to his winning ways again, and he enjoyed that today, and hopefully he'll come out of it and come on a little bit more and get us another win shortly.
We've seen these kinds of races all throughout the winter and into the start of the season. These staying handicaps that can be run at a little bit of a crawl, and sometimes that can produce an unsatisfactory result. Not the case today.
No, it's all to do with the pace in these races, and the like of him, you like a nice, comfortable, free-flowing pace that they're not stop-starting, and you know, he's owned by some lovely owners, Sue Bunny and Peter Taplin, and you know, they deserve the win, and hopefully they'll be here the next day. Unfortunately, they're not here this evening, but I'm sure they're watching on telly, so well done.
And things going well for you. You had a nice winner at Lingfield yesterday too.
Yeah, very nice filly yesterday. Won in Lingfield, and fortunate enough to get on her, and she looks to have a bright future wherever she goes, and things are going well.
Excellent. Long may it continue. Well done.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
And they're off. A little bit slowly away was Satanic Moon. Rather missed the kick and has to be rousted to gather stride for the Ministry of Sound Disco 20th of August handicap stakes. Just over 1.5 miles. And one of the first to show up is Rita Rana on the inside, the orange and green to lead. To in second place out wide. That's All About Alice in between those two. And advancing is Mama Lashes. These are the leading trio. And they're ahead of Foreshadow in behind. The market leader, dark green, again a white cap. Just running a little bit keenly through the early stages. Jason Hart. To the inside then is Moonlit Warrior. Black and yellow for that one. Wider out Jefferson Smith and Subaki, the purple sleeves, and then the blue and grey of Purple Rain, who's another one who's been a bit keen. To the inside, the blue and white star jacket of Away with the Fairies and Kieran O'Neill. And then behind those, we have G8, who's in the green and yellow cap with the green stars. And the back marker in the predominantly yellow colours is Satanic Moon and Franny Norton as they head up the home straight on the first occasion here. So heading up to the stands with over a lap to go. And the leader is now All About Alice and Joey Haynes. A length clear to Mama Lashes in second place. Rita Rana now taking back and races in third place. just ahead of Subaki, who's wide without cover. Then comes Four Shadow. On the inside is Moonlit Warrior, who's further back in the field. Behind that runner is Purple Rain, who's on the outside of Away with the Fairies, and then held up Satanic Moon. And also towards the back is G8 as they continue their journey towards the Chelmsford City back straight. And up front, it is All About Alice who has the advantage, to racing in second place, Mama Lashes and Tom Marcon, the green and red colours. Orange and green of Rita Rana is against the rails in third place. Racing wide is Subaki, and then comes Four Shadow, who was a good third at Wolverhampton last time. Jason Hart riding the favourite here on the outside of Moonlit Warrior, the black cap with a yellow star for Dylan Hogan. Next in the field is Purple Rain, Blue and Grey, and then Away with the Fairies on the inside. They're followed by G8, and the back marker is Satanic Moon. So they continue their journey down the back straight. 4.5 furlongs to go from here, and Mama Lashes on the outside is now just applying a bit of pace pressure to All About Alice. These two at the head of affairs, trapped through by Rita Rana in third. One out, one back is Subaki, and then comes Four Shadow from Moonlit Warrior. Then Away with the Fairies. Purple Rain being driven along at the moment. No response from that runner. Also dropping away is G8, and has just been passed by Satanic Moon, who's now one from the back. Around the turn, 3 furlongs left to travel. Quite a few chances here at the head of affairs, though. It's All About Alice from Mama Lashes. Driven along on the outside is Subaki. Favourites flat to the boards in behind. Four Shadow does need to pick up as they head inside the 2. And up front, it's still All About Alice and Joey Haynes, tackled by Mama Lashes. Rita Rana looking for room now, goes between runners. Four Shadow is wider out. From the back, Satanic Moon starts to get going, but is very wide. Just a furlong left to travel. Quite a few chances here. Down inside the last they go. Rita Rana in the centre. Satanic Moon still running on. Also, Moonlit Warrior is getting the split on the inside. Moonlit Warrior, Satanic Moon flashing home out wide. Moonlit Warrior from Satanic Moon. Moonlit Warrior, Satanic Moon second. Third in the end will go to Rita Rana. And it's close for fourth in behind those.
Dylan, there was plenty of money for him on his handicap debut. This kind of race was always going to see him to best effect on his breeding, and so it's borne out.
Yeah, definitely. Look, he was a horse that had been a little bit keen in his races, and he was still learning on the job. And today he was a little bit keen because he half missed it a beat, and I had to bustle him out. And I kind of regretted doing it after going about 100 yards because he was just a little bit keen to the winning post, and when the pace picked up, then he was fine and relaxed into the race. Good, got a little bit outpaced, but he picked up again in the straight, and he's still learning. He might get a bit further as well.
He wasn't coming from right at the back, the runner-up was, but he still had a fair bit to do coming into it. Education-wise, that's only going to stand him in good stead as well, going through a gap and having to knuckle down.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. It'll do him in good stead, and yeah, he could go on from here again.
What do you think he ultimately would like going forward? What kind of type does he feel like?
I think he feels like a 2-miler. The way he was there and the way he galloped out, I think he'd be a nice little 2-miler. See how he progresses through the grades. He doesn't need to go to 2 mile now. We can leave him at 1.6 miles for now and see how he copes and see how he climbs up the ladder. And if we need to eke out a little bit more improvement, we can step him up again. But I'll leave that to the boss man. He knows what he's doing.
Flat season just around the corner. Are you champing at the bit?
Yeah. Look, I'll just ride out for as many people as I can and just ride as many winners as I can. And yeah, see how it goes. It's pretty tough at the minute. A lot of jockeys here tonight only for one ride. You know, that's how hard it is. So yeah, wait till the season picks up and hopefully we can pick up a couple of more.
Well done, Dylan.
Thank you.
And they're off. And the Gamble Sunset was the slowest away for this £1 million Grand National Jackpot at racingstars.co.uk handicap. Mishan keen to lead and gets to the front. To Fangorn in second, the black with the light blue stars. Got No Dollars in the yellow and black is racing on the outside of Light Up Our Stars in the beige and brown colours. Further back to find Legend D'Art is towards the outside, the cheap pieces. Yellow and black striped colours. Going keenly is the grey El Camino in light green colours. On the inside is Ben Curtis and Stay Smart. That's the grey and brown colours. Trapped through by Good Humour in the quarter jacket. That one's also quite keen. And the Gamble Sunset is towards the outside after a moderate start. Maroon and yellow, if you're with the gamble of the race here. Heading to halfway, then 3.5 to go. Mishan out in front narrowly to Fangorn, who's on the outside in second. Light Up Our Stars is racing in third place. Ridden along is Got No Dollars in the yellow and black. And then comes Stay Smart on the inside of Legend Dart, who's on the outer of El Camino. Mishan still in front, though, turning for home. Just over 2 furlongs to go. Mishan just drifts off the rails, but leads to on the outside Fangorn. Light Up Our Stars has got plenty of room if good enough on the inside. Got No Dollars is responding to pressure. A furlong to go. Mishan, Light Up Our Stars is travelling very strongly, though, for Luke Morris. He looks full of confidence, Luke, as they head inside the final 150 yards, and Light Up Our Stars just ambles to the front. He's going to win this comfortably. Light Up Our Stars to Got No Dollars in second, Mishan third, and fourth was Fangorn.
Luke, there's a long season ahead, but I would wager you won't have an easier success than you just enjoyed there. That looked really smooth.
Yeah, it was a nice, smooth performance, and he's an old horse, and he just struggles a little bit with his wind, and he needs a good gallop and nice pace to aim at, and they've got a nice even gallop, and you know, I was following the horse I probably thought I had to beat, and I was just trying to kind of keep the bit up his mouth and just keep him breathing, and you know, it was lovely and smooth, and hopefully it just gives the horse a bit of confidence moving forward.
He's so consistent as well. He placing in his last 3 starts. Was positioning key as well today? You got a lovely spot from stall 1.
Yeah, from stall 1 I was always keen just to kind of hold my spot there, because probably not so much this meeting, but the last meeting it seemed to be a real track bias on the front end, so I didn't want to be too far back, and things have just worked out nicely.
Chance of a double in our lost?
Yeah, Crunchy's been running well, still a maiden, but you know, it looks a tight, compact handicap, and hopefully he'll put up a bold show.
Well, best of luck and well done.
Thank you.
And they're off. Jumped away for the Fairwood Brasserie Handicap Stakes. A little bit slowly away was Atrafan. Has to be rousted to gather stride. How bizarre. One of the first to show the black and orange colours. Ahead of in the purple cap, Dawes Toy Boy. Wider out in the yellow and blue is Tommy Two Hoots. Behind those crunchies on the inside, white and orange checks. With wider out Vitesse du Son in the blue and white silks. Racing ahead of Mighty Fine, who's kept out wide at this stage. The other grey in the race is Nicky Baby, who's in a red cap going keenly. Black of Irish Times is midfield towards the inside. The red and green of Ballyville under Trevor Whelan. Further back, ridden along is Atrafan. Towards the inside, Edison is being held up. And the back mark is the Game of Life in the dark blue as they make the turn. How bizarre. And Ben Curtis in front. The black and orange leads by a length to, in second place, Dawes Toy Boy. Crunchies on the inside and a share of third with Vitesse du Son as they head around the home turn. Inside the 3 they go. And up front, the grey on the outside, Dawes Toy Boy on the inside, How Bizarre. Vitesse du Son is 3 wide, then comes Crunchy against the rails. And they're ahead of Tommy Two Hoots from the back. Cashel trying to pick up in blue and yellow, but work to do. Red and green colours, Ballyville, very wide, Vitesse du Son and Mighty Fine. Stretched across the track, Crunchy in the middle. Far side coming there is Cashel to try and run on. And then on the extreme outside is Dawes Toy Boy, Crunchy and Cashel. These two, Cashel on the inside, maybe just in front now and pouring it on. From the back, Irish Times staying on. Cashel, Irish Times, going to get close this. Cashel and Irish Times, close between them. Tight for third as well, involving Edison and Ballyville. Then Tommy Two Hoots and Crunchy. It will go to the judge.
And there we have it, 7 races done and dusted from Chelmsford City. This Thursday evening. A week ago it was 8 races and very difficult to close from the back. However, it's been a little bit different with the track riding a little bit more fairly and front runners not having their own way all the way through. There's been some great performances, but ones to take away from the meeting I would say will be the likes of Bear Prophet, who made a really successful debut in the 5 furlong novice, had 2 fillies in Alia Choice and Intelligentsia to run down, who had the form in the book but had to give weight away. And if a newcomer was lurking, then it could be tough for them, and so it had proven, really, with Bear Prophet, who isn't necessarily bred for 5 furlongs, but as Stuart Williams said, very much has the size and scope of a sprinter. Marco Gianni, excellent in the saddle. An educational ride going between horses will have taught Bear Prophet plenty, and it'll be interesting to see exactly where he goes next and how his career progresses, making a belated start as a 3-year-old. Also on the card, we had the likes of Moonlit Warrior get off the mark on handicap debut. Looks a big, raw, gross kind of horse who's very much still learning the game, and Dylan Hogan was at pains to also give him some education going forward. Fascinated to see how he turns out going forward. The old boy Koeman getting back to winning ways for win number 9 as well in the extended mile in 5 handicap. That was good to see, and a fine ride as well from John Egan, who has shown time and time again he's still got the minerals if required going forward, and best of luck to him for a great season going forward. Lasting legacy, Jamie Spencer, he managed to get a 10 furlong win out of this filly, who didn't necessarily look like the trip would be exactly to her liking based on previous results. And in fact, Jamie intimated he was a little bit concerned coming into this, but the way the race has turned out has worked out perfectly for her. They swept right around the outside of her, but he didn't panic. He just kept it simple and came with a late run, and ultimately it won the day for Lasting Legacy, who on stable debut for Charlie Fellows has scored again. Pip's Tune winning for the first time over 10 furlongs here, having won a brace of miles and over here earlier in the season, and run well at Doncaster